Okay, guys, so we are in the last week of March. And so for today on Monday, we'll be going over Coulomb's Law. And then on Wednesday, the 31st, you will have your 3 weeks exam. Okay. Um, by now, based on last week's lessons, you guys should know that charges either attract or repel. We know that opposite charges attract, but when they are the same charge, they do repel. Also, you guys should have learned that the closer these charges are to each other, the stronger the force is between them. And that's either an attractive force or a repulsive force. Okay. Also, you have learned different ways that we charge objects. So we charge objects by induction, and that's if you look at the aluminum can simulation from last week, you saw that once we brought a rod near that can, you saw how the charges react. So induction means you are bringing charged objects close to each other. Now, if we are charging by conduction with the C, then we have to directly touch the objects, okay, in order to have the charges transfer. We also do charging by friction or rubbing. So that's taking a piece of wool and we rub it on that plastic rod and we give off those electrons. Or when you rub your hands together, or when you rub your socks along a carpet, you're gaining electrons, but that's by the friction between the socks and the carpet. Okay. You had an electrostatics assignment. It was just 11 questions. So make sure that is all completed before you move on to Coulomb's Law for today. Now, with today's lesson, I need you guys to find your best calculator because with Coulomb's Law, we do look at how the force changes when we have charges that are separated by a certain distance. So remember, the closer they are, the stronger the force. The further apart they are, the weaker the force. Keep that general statement in mind. And as you go through the lesson, you're going to see numbers in scientific notation. So that's like 6 times 10 to the negative 54. We have to deal with those numbers because the charged particles are so small that we have to put the number in scientific notation to account for their size. So make sure you get the calculator that you need, and then you go through the lesson. It's going to show you how to put those numbers in the calculator. My first thing to always my first advice to always give to you guys is to make sure you put that number in parentheses. So you can do 8 multiplication sign 10 to the negative 25. Put those in parentheses. Or you may do 8, the letter E, and then you put the exponent. Whatever format you use to make sure your calculations are correct, just put those scientific notation number in parentheses, then you do your multiplication and then do that scientific notation number again in parentheses. Okay. I will have the live lesson this morning. And then if not, on B days when you don't see a physics posting, that's when I also have the tutorials. So please utilize the resources and see you soon.